friendly. I don't. Is that the word that you're
I
looking for?
have no idea. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not a
I,
music guy like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Word.
I like music, but like I stay with my music in like constant state of like nostalgia. That like I
Yeah.
like older music.
Bro, that's most people though. Most people love like the music that you when you were in middle school and high school. Or you're
No,
saying
no,
even
no,
like
no. I'm talking way back, like Frank
okay.
Sinatra, the
Oh,
Rat
okay.
Pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Even go as like 1940s, I would say.
Mm,
Um,
that's wild.
America.
How did you did
Mm.
your parents put you on that?
No, no, no. My parents barely speak English, so like,
Mm,
granted, I still like the older Persian music too.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't listen to new Persian music. I listen to the old
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I'm talking like pre-revolution,
So what got you
pre-80s.
into the Frank Sinatras?
It has like a soul. Like
No,
it's like
absolutely.
I like country songs too because like it tells you a story. But with like modern country, it just got repetitive. The same stories
So
being told and
no,
told.
absolutely. And I think like it's kind of hard to articulate where I'm trying to go with my music, but I think so in the last like year, maybe a year or two, I've just like gotten really back to the roots of some of the fundamentals when it comes to my music, why I make music, some of the people that inspired me to make music, right? And as controversial as like Michael Jackson is, right? Obviously, he's also uh, one of the greatest artists of all time. He's
Brilliant.
the greatest entertainer of all time. Um, but I was watching something on him, and he was talking about how he basically how he made his music thinking about like kids like pretty like he had a whole weird relationship there, but a lot of it was because he didn't have a childhood, right? So he wanted to make music that was inviting to what I'm saying to pretty much to anybody, but
Um,
the way I looked at it was like making music palatable as dumbed down as possible. Where anybody, where a 40-year-old, a 60-year-old, a 7-year-old could all get what it is that you're trying to get out of that song. And so that brought me back to he was one of the first artists that really made me love music. My mom used to play Michael Jackson. Me and my brother, he's 13 months older than me, so we're always really close. And we would be like dancing in the living room in our socks. Music was like the one place that music was always just really special to me. So it's like my music, an 8-year-old couldn't have that moment with my music because an 8-year-old shouldn't be listening to my
yeah,
music. You feel me?
but then that
So,
you just talked about a core memory that you have that probably shaped your life and most likely your brother's life. That's
exactly,
beautiful. Like,
exactly. So yeah, so that's what got me thinking there. Just being like a little more considerate about that, and my music. I'm still gonna make the music that's unfiltered, and I'm still gonna do all the different types of music that I want to make. But I think I'm just a little more conscious of certain things. I don't know. I think also just this next album that I'm working on, that's a part of the
this
story, the theme of that
this
album.
next album is the one about grandma. That's the
Oh
inspiration
yeah,
of it.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, man. So nobody really knows this yet, but yeah, my
Oh,
next,
did I?
yeah, man. You just put it out there. The people know now. So it's not.
My bad.
Well, so it's not about my great grandmother, but she is definitely a major inspiration behind it. And so I'm calling it X. The album's going to be called X, and there's going to be 10 songs, which X is the Roman numeral for 10. But so my grandma, my great grandma, my whole family, they came here from Haiti. So I'm like, technically second generation. I'm the first generation of my family that wasn't born in Haiti, right? And my great grandma, who's the matriarch of my family, really dope person. Uh, she used to like sell clothes in the neighborhood. She would like sew from different fabrics. And she would make clothes and she would sell them in the neighborhood. And that's how my mom and my mom's siblings, because my great grandma raised my mom because my mom's mom died when my mom was only 2. Do you follow what I just said? I
Yeah.
just said a bunch of, okay. So yeah, their mom died really young. So they were raised by their grandma. And
Where was grandpa in all of this?
I think he passed There was like a lot of unfortunate death in my family. Yeah, and that was one thing. Yeah, whole crazy story, but my whole lineage is pretty wild. But a lot of tragedy, a lot of triumph. But yeah, so it was just mainly my great grandma. I think my great grandfather might have been there for a little bit, but it was definitely just my great grandma who raised the family, and she was able to pay for like the private school and pay for. They grew up not wanting things. They were one of the more well off people in their neighborhood because of her and because of the sacrifice she made and because of her entrepreneurship. And I thought always thought that was really dope. But she was also illiterate, so she was never able to read and write. So she would sign everything with an X. So yeah, X is just a little ode to her, a little shout out to her. This bloodline of hers has been able to flourish and do some crazy things, all because of the hustle and the heart that she had. You know, she's very inspirational for a lot of different reasons. So, you know, she's sort of the guiding light of my family. So, yeah,
The mind of an entrepreneur. They
yeah,
say it
man.
takes one generation to embed something in your DNA. And I see
Mm.
that with you already. How many companies you're involved in?
Yeah, man. Yo,
How-
when you were mentioning that yesterday, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I hope it doesn't look like I'm not focused because I'm very focused, but I do an insane amount of things.
No, no, you do. And you, your brother,
Yeah.
being a doctor, that's pretty impressive. And you said your sister is an educator,
Yeah.
teacher.
So she's like also an author. She's a few years younger than me, but yeah, she teaches, she works with kids. She does a lot of different things.
So a lot of people that would have your childhood because your mom was a first generation
Yep.
American is
Yep.
immigrant. No pops around. You grew up a good chunk of your life in a ghetto, for lack of the better word.
Yeah.
We said where you were raised at the other day while we walked in this property, and the lady's head just like turned. Is like, oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm fortunate that and shout out to Irvington, New Jersey. Shout out Newark. So yeah, my mom moved us out of Irvington when we were very young because they're selling drugs in front of the house. But you know, that's where she went to high school. It was, you know, a lot of my family remained there. I used to spend the summers over there. A lot of good friends I met in the area, but my mom, she for everything that she couldn't provide for us, she always tried to put us in the best position to have the best outcome. So yeah, she moved us out of Irvington pretty young, you know. Um, got to grow up in mostly in good old Sussex County, New Jersey. Shout out Sussex County. Yeah, very different, very different.
How did all that like shape the person that you are today? Because a lot of people have that same experiences,
Mhm.
and they get bounded by those around them.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm a first generation immigrant myself.
Yes, sir.
And coming to this country, learning English, adapting to this lifestyle, it was just like hard as it
Crazy.
is.
Yeah.
I can imagine trying to raise children like my dad did, my mom did, your mother did.
Mhm.
How do you use that not as an excuse, for example, as a lot of other people do? It's like the environment that defines you.
You know, so you being an immigrant, right? I find that like being and this is like just maybe a little tangent, but the experience of being an immigrant or like me, the son of an immigrant, is way different than the experience of somebody who like comes from here. Like I notice as Black Americans versus, you know, Black Americans that have been here for generations versus Black Americans who, you know, who emigrated here. There's as an immigrant, you just look at the opportunity. You look at where you came from, and you look at what you're able to do here that you weren't able to do over there. And I think that because that's the focal point, you kind of navigate through life differently. And I think that's I've always from when I was very young, the sky was always the limit. So never it didn't matter that, you know, we're we're obviously poor. You know what I'm saying? Like I was definitely poor, but I never felt like I didn't have the opportunity to like have everything that I want in life. And you know, I had a support system, which was my mom and my brother, which those are the only two people that I ever needed to prove anything to or impress. You know what I'm saying? And I just had my God given talents, man. So
God is good.
yeah, no, God is definitely good, man. It's definitely important with who you surround yourself around. I definitely had I had a lot of good people who definitely wanted to see me win and didn't allow me to do dumb things that would have derailed me from, you know, from doing the things that I had to do to elevate. So, you know, definitely shout out to those people in my life who didn't allow me to be reckless when I could have and when I wanted to be, for sure.
Like to me, like I don't know your mom, but she must be a hell of a woman to raise two boys and a girl. And my family were three boys, and I know we were like all rascals, and it's a pain with both parents. It was a pain to do that as a single parent, and then you have all of you guys.
Yeah, no,
It's pretty impressive. She did a great job.
I
But
give her all the credit in the world,
grandma,
man.
well, great grandma,
Yeah.
laid the seed.
Exactly. She really led the way, man. And I mentioned to this, you know, to you yesterday. So I have a pretty like we all have a pretty complicated relationship with religion. Well, a lot of us do, but in my family, like Jesus was the my great grandma. She used to walk to church up until like the week that she died. You know what I'm saying? Like she made sure she was at church. I don't even know how many days a week. It was way more than one day a week, you know. But that was Jesus was like her, you know, her guiding star, right? She followed that example, and she taught that to her grandkids, and they carried that on. And just as the generations go, life just got better, you know. The I don't know, the ceilings got higher, everything just got better. And I'm sorry,
No, go on. The other day, I'm smiling because the other day, a lot of people, I love talking about faith.
yeah, okay,
It's a big part of my life.
okay.
I think most people that know me, they know me. It's huge for me.
Mm.
And I asked you, I was like, you mentioned something that's like, I live for Jesus. I was like, all right, how do you live for Jesus? You remember that?
Yeah, well, yeah, when we the other day.
And your answer was, what would Jesus do?
Yeah, simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
It's those simplicity that I think a lot of people, especially those who beat the chest claiming God, forget that one simple aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like nothing will turn people off of Christianity more than Christians, because a lot of Christians don't live like Jesus at all. And we're not supposed to, and that's not me judging them. I just know that it all Jesus did all 33 years that he was here was he healed people, and he tried to, like, he led by example, right? And that was the real beautiful thing about like how he lived his life, right? And now whether or not you think that the Bible is 100% real, I think that Jesus is 100% a great example to follow. You know what I mean? It's a very fulfilling life if you can live like him. And not to say that I do. I'm a very flawed man. But Jesus ain't done with me yet, man. He's still working.
Well, we're always gonna be flawed.
Yeah.
And that's what fits into the whole Jesus character. Because we are flawed, we need Jesus. But ultimately, I think he commanded us to follow him, not worship him. And
boom.
A lot of Christians, because of for whatever reason, the more focus on the worship side than the following side.
Ooh,
I would proclaim your
yes.
name, but I will not act as if you would.
Ooh, no,
I
come
will
on
not
now.
forgive. I will not love. I will condemn.
Come on now.
But like, I'm sitting here telling this, but like, I'm not condemning them. A lot of people, we're from Houston, and a lot of people say a lot of the stuff about Joel Osteen. He's a prosperity preacher, and he is. God give him that gift to be a prosperity preacher. Let him be. If he opens a door for somebody to get to know Christ and to follow Christ, why is that a bad thing? And if we pick a Joel Osteen, what chance do any of us have left for like any like sense of we're on the right path? Even the guy that's having the biggest church in the US is criticized. Oh, you're not the right kind of Christian. Well, love him either way,
yes.
because that's what you were commanded to do.
Yeah.
And then be a better version of him. Then let other people notice it.
Absolutely.
But nobody asked themselves, what would Christ do? Everybody's like, all right, I know him the best. And give you a Bible verse.
Yeah, bro, yo, when we went out to eat yesterday and you brought up the Sabbath.
Yeah.
How it is a commandment to take a Sabbath day. It shouldn't have blown my mind like it did, bro.
It's mind blowing when you find out how simple things are. Like the way you said, what would Jesus do? It's the things that help us, that are good for us, is very, very simple. But yet we focus on everything else. I don't know if we want to distract ourselves or there's a bigger power at work that's distracting all of us.
A lot of things at play, for sure.
Yeah. But it's not that hard. Like the first time I fully read the Bible, things that stood out to me. And I started asking questions who are pastors at the church or like assistant pastors at the church. I'm like, hey, explain Paul to me. Explain this side.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we can talk about it, but you can't question the Holy Bible.
Didn't Jesus question? Yeah.
Like, did you miss that part? It's like, don't question the church. Like, Protestants and Catholics and like Baptists, they all have this view of one another. They criticize one another, but don't look at themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think Jesus ever meant to create a religion that's there to worship him. He was there to create a movement based on righteousness and love and grace. And if you do all of that, then the kingdom of God is within you, because the same energy spreads. But like, if you want to create a structure, a house that everybody pays into and doesn't house any homeless people, and it's only open on a Sunday and a Wednesday, that's not a house of God.
Yeah, agreed.
When I was running for city council,
I didn't know you ran for. Yeah. Okay, all right.
I did that when I was.
We got more things in common than I. You know what I mean? Okay.
I did that when I was 24.
Okay.
So I get robbed. I have a gas station during that time of my life. I'm heavily active in Houston Young Republicans during that time. I own a business. I'm working on my business. I get robbed. I push the panic button when I'm being robbed. Cops come in and start cussing me out, saying that I'm going to get ticketed for pushing the panic button, because when they got there, the guy that was robbing me was no longer there.
So you wasted their time.
Yeah, I wasted their time. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Tell him to wait.
Yeah, bro. You like, fam, be patient. Be patient. Yeah.
He'll be right here. And it took like 5 minutes. So like, I just got robbed. A traumatic experience. And like, I'm getting yelled at by a cop. So I was like, all right, like, I know the city council member. I called him up. I'm like, what are we going to do about it? He's like, all right, calm down. It's not a big deal. I'm like, these are the people that put on a uniform trying to protect me. I have a business that's X amount of dollars and how much taxes I'm paying, and like, calm down. That guy had a stressful day. So I ended up running against him, lost miserably because I was 24, he was 74. I forgot where I was going with this story. Got myself riled up.
Oh man, no, that's I want to. Yeah, I want you to figure out where that was going, because I had a very similar. I was like, when I ran for commissioner, it was first of all, I was running as in New Jersey. So this was in Sussex County. So it was Sussex County commissioner. Never ran for office before. And I'm running like as a Democrat, so I'm independent. But I guess I'll say my the reason why I vote Democrat is because my political priorities tend to be towards like the underserved communities and stuff like that. Whatever. So I'm running as a Democrat, and in Sussex County where I live, like there hadn't been a Democrat voted as a commissioner in like well over 2 decades. And the last time was because there was some scandal with the Republicans right before that election. So it's just like a solidly red place, and I was going against an incumbent, so I didn't really have any like real and like the Democratic committee there just not really together. So I didn't really have a shot of winning, but it was the reason for running was way bigger than me like holding an office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was so I'm interested. What did you know that it was gonna end up like that?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
was
word, word.
24. My opponent was 74. He was a well-established attorney, a
And
multimillionaire.
is this in Houston or where
Yeah,
was
this
this
is
at?
the Houston
Okay,
District G.
cool.
He was a multimillionaire. He wiped the floor with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I raised like $500.
Okay, yeah,
He
yeah,
spent
yeah.
like I think 250.
Oh shit.
But granted, so there were 5 people that ran against him the first time. And in those 5 people that ran against him the first time, it was like a lot of big names too. My 24-year-old butt with $500 got more votes compared to all 5 of them together
Oh wow.
against that same guy. I was knocking on doors so much,
go.
and like people like, you're a kid. What are you doing
Nah,
running for
20.
office?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I will never do that again.
Run for office?
It's such a
I'm probably on the same page as you. People, a lot of people,
probably
the
leaving
thing,
the
like,
door open.
because a lot of people ask me
Yeah.
all the time. It's definitely not anytime soon. But so I didn't. Again, I got smacked in mine too. But I was early voting wise. I was the top getter of early votes.
There you go.
So yeah, and I got like a lot more votes than the other Democrat that ran and said there was a lot of support that I got, and there's definitely an appetite for me. No.
You definitely activated something if you get the base out like that.
Yeah. Which
Did you worry about your privacy at all?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm a very private person. I'm public because I have to be because I'm like an artist and stuff. But I'm actually a very private person. And man, because they look for things, and it kind of worked out that I made it easy to like find stuff if you want to find it. But like I'm 10 toes down with. I'm not shy about who I am or what I believe or like. You heard some of my songs I can get. So during my election, Dawn Fantasia, I think she's like a state assemblywoman now, but she was who I was going against at that time. And we had a debate, and this was like maybe like a month before the election. And at this time, the writing has been on the wall. Like, I'm going to lose in a landslide. There's like, it don't really matter, but they want the League of Women Voters, I think, set up, they just do debates. So they had us, we both accepted it, and I made them look really bad. It was her, and it was another another Republican that she was running with, and I think they just like underestimated me. So I went in and I just like, I don't want to say I wiped the floor with them because I'm humble.
I'll say it for you. You wiped the floor with them.
All I'm going to say is like the next week, she writes this hit piece where she quotes my lyrics and she talks like this song that I released like a year before and trying to attack my character, because of that. And it was just like, again, a low thing because it was there was nothing that she could get out of it other than, I don't know, trying to distract from the fact that I made her look bad, I guess, a week before, you know what I'm saying, for the debate. But again, like it's not like it was going to change the outcome of anything. It was just like I hurt their ego. And I think that's what a lot of politics is. It's a lot of ego. It's a lot of mudslinging. It's a lot of you never really even get to the matters that matter because it's all about getting people in positions of power. And that's another thing about politics too. It's like if you want to elevate in a party, you have to like really toe the party line, and you have to really just like be a stooge for the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like tough for me because I have a lot of things to say.
You have a soul.
Yeah, and there's no like no party's perfect, and nobody's wrong all the time, but like nobody's right all the time, and you got to be able to call them out when they're wrong, and the political apparatus doesn't really allow you to do that. You have to just whatever my team says is good, and it's you can't. I feel like you can't really be honest and move up the ladder in politics. So, but that's where somebody like so, I'm no fan of Trump, but I always understood the allure of Trump because somebody who doesn't need anybody's money, somebody who doesn't need those relationships in order to get into that position of power. Because everybody else who gets to the president, you have to acquiesce so much. You have to play party politics and play that party game so much to ever get even close to that. You know what I mean?
He just did the Uno reverse card on the whole political system.
Yeah,
The Republican Party don't run him; he runs the Republican Party.
which I've never seen in my life.
No,
Somebody
me
take a
neither.
party like that. Yeah,
There's no Republican Party now; it's Trump's party.
yeah, which
But
is crazy.
politics is a blood sport, and you see that in
For sure.
Texas right now. There's active.
Yeah,
war-
so you're gonna have to put me on game to what's going on in Texas right now. I know, yeah, put me on game.
So Democrats are fleeing the state, so the Republicans cannot have a quorum for a vote since we're in a special session. Their plan is to
And what's
stay
the
out.
vote again? What are they trying to stop?
So
the gerrymandering, right?
that's what they're claiming. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I don't, yeah.
all right, this
Talk
is
to
my
me.
view on it. Is it gerrymandering? Probably. But gerrymandering happens every 10 years.
Mhm.
So the only problem that they have with it is why is it happening in 5 years instead of 10 years?
Mm.
So they're like, all right, if you're doing it, then the other states should be able to do it too, like California, where the Democrats
that's what I
can
heard.
redo
Yeah.
it. So they do that every 10 years. Every state does it to fit their own agenda. Whatever their political party system is, it works to that. Texas, for the first time, is doing it in 5 instead of 10. So Trump can get an extra
I don't
5
know.
seats.
It don't really sound too good to me. Because obviously gerrymandering is done for the purpose of keeping one party in power or giving somebody more power. It's not it's a non-democratic process or a result. So
Well, none of it is.
I mean, I
Because
agree.
if you want an
yeah,
honest democratic system, we're in the year 2025.
yeah,
You create a software that randomly generates these districts.
mm-hmm.
So it's not swayed one way or another. This can be done in a snap of a finger.
Yeah, absolutely.
So nobody wants a fair system. They're like,
agree.
if you cheat, let me cheat too. Why are we cheating? The whole
agree.
congressional map should be the representation of we the people.
Absolutely.
I don't give a single fuck about Democrats or Republican when it comes to that. It should be representation of people.
Yeah.
And it's not. So if you put the control, Al Green, Sheila Jackson Lee, rest in peace, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, on the Republican side too, the turtle guy. What's his name?
Mitch
McConnell. They're dinosaurs.
Bro, yes.
So like we have to ask ourselves, how are these people a representation of us? They're not. These people are gonna be long dead before any of their policies we reap the
Repercussions, absolutely. Not 100%,
So, like-
bro. 100. So that's it. So speaking of like why you wouldn't get into politics, why you wouldn't get back, and so that's my exact sort of reluctancy would be. It's you have to change so much before a political position even matters. Like that's how I see it. You have to like change how elections happen. You have to change. You have to fix the system before the players in the system even matter all that.
But we have
That's-
to ask ourselves, is it gone too far down the road for this to be able to be reversible? Because we were talking about this after the show last time, that communism and capitalism, in communism, government ends up owning all the companies. In capitalism, the private companies end up owning all the government.
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin owns half of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Boeing, Pfizer, Meta, Google. It's all big corporations that owns the politician. So
And it's allowed. It's allowed now. you
Yeah.
know, and where like bribery has always been a thing, it's like just legal now. So I don't know how to put the. Obviously, that's the first thing to address is the money in the politics. You have to address how much can like go into campaigns and elections. Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to be cleaned up. Like who's gonna clean it up?
It needs a radical move, though.
Yes,
So Citizens versus United was at the turning point, I think, in my view, that
yes, sir.
changed the whole dynamic. Corporations are not freaking people.
Yeah,
They're not.
Yeah.
So why, if there are, anytime a corporation messes up, somebody should be going to jail.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
almost
bro.
like unseen that anybody's held responsible for corporations. So they either are a full individual that can end up in jail, or you can't.
Yeah,
Decide which one is it.
it's
Andrew Yang, what's your view of him?
in 2020 he was. In 2020, he was my favorite candidate.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro. Oh, I thought you were about to talk shit.
No.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure there's things that I could criticize, but in 2020, especially with that field that the Democrats were putting out, you know, he was in. It's not even that universal basic income is something that I fully support or I think is a good idea, but I think that the reason why he had that idea to do that was the fact that he saw this is before ChatGPT. This is before the AI, you know, took over. He knew that automation was going to lead to, you know, all these mass layoffs, and there has to be a safety net and all that good stuff. He was just somebody who's thinking ahead, and that's just one way where I felt he was thinking ahead. And even when the campaigns went how it did, and he started the Forward Party, I like the idea of the Forward Party. But again, the system has to be adjusted where third parties even have a chance. Otherwise, it don't even matter what third party you throw in there. You know what I mean?
I'm a Republican, but I have this ideology. I'm gonna use the radical example to make a point. If I get hate, I get hate. But even
Talk that talk, bro.
somebody as evil as Adolf Hitler,
Mm-hmm.
you can look at him and be like, he done some things that was good and smart, and he done a lot of horrible, evil shit at the same time. So Andrew Yang, I don't know what political party he belongs to now. He has some good idea. One good idea that I fully support is having a set amount of dollars for each American citizens that they can donate to a candidate or a political party. So
I didn't even know that one.
every American's voice
Andrew Yang, man.
is equally...
Dave Chappelle endorsed Andrew Yang in 2022.
Did he?
So yeah, that was after
Dave
me.
Chappelle
But
is
yeah.
a goat. Like,
Yeah, man. But sorry, yeah, carry on.
no, Dave Chappelle, that he says the stuff that like he doesn't have a leash. That's what I love about this guy. From the get-go, and as soon as they were about to put a leash on him, he walked out like, I don't know where the hell he moved to for years.
Africa, man. He was out.
He was out in Africa?
He was just in Africa, just Africaning, bro.
I thought he was like in Ohio or some shit.
Nah,
Are you
man.
serious?
Yeah. He went to Africa for a few years, and when he came back, since then he's been in Ohio. But
Oh, damn.
yeah, man.
He went to Motherland.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
But
But he comes out and says a lot of shit that's common sense.
yes,
He seems like normal without anybody having dirt on him, which is super odd for that environment.
facts. Yeah. He had in his last stand up, I think it was his last one. He was talking about how, he was talking about how he realized that he was ugly because he never got invited to any parties.
But then he got like... So, like, I thought about that, too. Have you seen the video of DJ Khaled and, like, Diddy? DJ Khaled is in his underwear brushing his teeth, and Diddy is, like, all puffing his chest and stuff. They're like, we had a good time. No, this is real.
No,
he's like, we had a great time, right? He's like, yeah, get the camera off my face. Now things come back. I don't think looks had anything to do with these people. They just were given a system of, like, you can get away with so much shit as far as... you sharing, because the world...
It's hard to know what's real, bro. It's hard to know what's real with all that, man.
So Diddy's gonna get released soon, right? Is that what the word is?
Yeah, man.
They're talking about Trump is gonna pardon him.
I've heard that from the jump, because Trump said he's got, he's gonna look at everything, but he's definitely gonna consider it. So
Shoot.
what's up?
Shoot.
So Trump has so many affiliations with questionable people. I just think it's wild that no Trump supporters ever thought that he, like, it never crossed anybody's mind that he may be in there too. Like, they're so quick to say whoever the Democratic person is, like, they're definitely orchestrating this ring. But Trump being involved, it never made any sense. But Trump is friends with all the weird people.
Yeah. No,
all of them.
So, all right, I'm explaining my side, but you know I've been vocal about the Epstein case.
Yes.
But
yeah.
My understanding for that was before I was like, all right, Epstein is a piece of shit. And Trump kicked him out of the Mar-a-Lago and he was banned from there. That's when the friendship ended, when he found out he was doing shady stuff.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I took it at face value. Then I started looking more into it. Then I started looking into more of conversations in the interviews that Trump made about Diddy. And I'm like, for 15 years, Jeffrey Epstein was a great guy that you were sending birthday gifts to.
Yeah.
He was picking up girls at your hotel. And with Diddy, there's videos of him. It's like, oh, you work with Diddy. Great guy. I love Diddy. And I'm like...
And I'm not even saying Trump was involved in anything, but I'm saying it's a very straight line to him in that world. You know what I mean?
You can't be around this people and not, I'm not saying it is because I don't know, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, right.
But for the longest time, especially when I became a Christian originally, I thought to myself, I was like, I took that what would Jesus do thing a little too far. And I was like, I'm going to be friends with everybody. I'm going to be the light in the room. Then I'm like, I'm hanging out with people in their kitchen at 4 a.m. I shouldn't be here. There is no light that I'm shining on that motherfucker that his eyes are like this. I'm like, I just need to go home.
There's a time and place.
There's a time and a place. And if you... Because temptation is the devil. You expose yourself to evil shit. Eventually, you're going to be like, all right, let me try it. It looks fun. And if you're around these people who are, for whatever reason, the thing like doing that to little kids is they get a kick out of it. Like in the video, Trump is there saying, me and Jeffrey Epstein have a lot of things in common. He likes girls younger than I like them. But he's a great guy.
So
yeah,
bro.
You got daughters.
Yeah, man.
You're complacent. Your complacency is proof that you're involved.
And that's that. So when there's different reasons to like Trump or to like Republicans or whatever it is, right? But when people try to make the moral argument for Trump, that's what always. I'm like, what reality are we in where he is any sort of moral example, you know what I'm saying? Or like in order for him to run, he had to pay off a porn star $150,000. You know what I'm saying? That's like public record. Like that's just to run for president. And it's not even like paying off the porn star is the problem. The problem is that he was married and he cheated on her with the wife before that, and her with the wife before that. And like that's just one area that he's scummy. I'm just trying to paint he was never him being responsible for Roe v. Wade being overturned, right? What is the over-under on the amount of abortions you think he is paid for, bro? Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? But he's going to do whatever. He's going to appease whoever to make himself seem away in order to get their votes. But he's clearly not like... He's not that guy, man. He's so clearly not that guy.
I think for a lot of us, we wanted somebody that was just an outsider. We knew we were all dirty. Yeah. We just wanted somebody that wasn't that kind of dirty of politicians who are just, since the beginning, their bottom paid for. We thought he was going to be different. But like we talked about earlier, like he can't finance his own campaign, but he doesn't.
But that's why it's the idea of it, though. The idea, he's a billion. He doesn't need it. I get all that. But even none of it is real.
Elon Musk, without outside financing, would not be able to win a single election.
Facts.
Well, he's not a president. He's not. He wasn't born in the U.S., so he can never become a president. But in general,
God, bro.
I don't think any billionaire could. Elon, too, like... As soon as I started looking at things objectively, like...
Here's another one. The idea of him, bro. I followed him for. I'm a Tesla guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm an EV guy. The idea of EVs back in like 2014 was so freaking dope to me. The fact that somebody was actually doing that and making that happen. So I followed Elon for years. So following him for years, I knew that he just says shit, bro. He just says things. He doesn't follow through on so much, but he's such a good salesman. And so he's somebody who I have a lot of issues with. But as you said about, like, you can be objective about a person, say they're good and they're bad. He's clearly brilliant in certain ways. Clearly,
he's a genius,
the best in the world at certain things. You know what I mean? But he's also like to me an obvious con man. You know what I mean? You don't say that your mission is like, with EVs is to make the world all sustainable and blah blah blah, and then throw 300 million at the guy who campaigns on drill baby drill. You know what I mean? It just doesn't even add up. But yeah, don't let me keep going, bro.
I
know it's a lot, man.
Without a question, he's a genius.
Yes.
But the same thing with Trump. I came up with this rule. Like, I always have this set of rules. Like, if you go to my office, there's like little printed papers on the wall. Different time, I come with different rules. I just slap it on the wall. And I didn't think about this till recently. The people like Trump or like Elon Musk, who has multiple women, multiple children, they don't... Mm-hmm. Well, Elon got never married, so he doesn't qualify in this. But Trump was married when he cheated. Mm. If you do that to the person that's you're supposed to share your life with, what would you do to anybody else who's not laying in bed with you, who's the mother of your child? So, like, one of the things I don't do anymore, I went through the list of all my friends, all the people that I work with, anybody, and I know a lot of people that was cheating on their significant others. I cut ties with every single one.
Oh, respect.
Like, I was like, because over and over, I'll find myself in a situation. I go on vacation with friends that, like, I'm single. I'm gonna go talk.
Yeah, so I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm out here, but y'all better behave.
I'm parking at the bar as soon as I have my second beer. But like, bro, you're talking about your little kids, and as soon as like I turn my head, you're talking to two different girls. Well, I'm talking to one. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, am I just being mad because like he's talking to girls? And I was like, nah, bro. Like,
you're not real.
I go to their house. I know your kid. I know your wife. Your wife's gonna ask me how this vacation went. Yeah. Then am I the liar?
Now I have to lie. Yeah.
So I was like, I keep finding myself. I'm like, yo, don't do this. Yo, don't do this. Yo, don't do this. Then I'm like, why am I friends with these people that do this? Yeah. If I stop him today, I'm not there tomorrow.
It's the people around you are very, very important.
And when you start looking at that lens, and then everything else clicks, and like, all right, no wonder that financial transaction didn't go well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then things are start to come to light. Then you start seeing everybody in a different lens. I'm all for like following Christ in that sense too. Like, forgive, but don't repeat.
Yeah.
We take complacency to the next level in today's society.
I was looking at like forgive, like you don't have to internalize or personalize things or anything like that, but just act accordingly. When somebody shows you who they are, just act accordingly. Is that the type of person that you want to be like? And really, that's what it comes down to, because you are who you're around.
It's the problem goes back to the same people that say they're religious by repeating verse. Don't judge. I mean, that's the most Christian thing. That don't judge them. Oh, don't judge them. Fuck that. Judge them. Judge righteously. No, I'll tell you, judge righteously, but judge them. Yeah. Because if you don't judge, you have a bunch of savages running around, and like you're around it, and you're taking all that negative energy, all that evil on yourself. Judge them, but judge them righteously. Yeah. Don't hold them against them.
That's true. Like you need discernment to know what's what, and
that's
absolutely.
My favorite word in today's life. Like, discern everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, judge them. I'm not saying by judging them, like treat them differently, but judge them.
Yeah. Know where to put them.
Know who you dealing with. Keep everybody at the arm distance.
No, absolutely.
That changed my whole perspective about how I have my circle, who I do business with, and dramatically changed my life too.
So one of my things, and it was a similar moment that I had. Was like I, my mom, a lot of reverence for my mom. So one of the things that my mom had to deal with was my dad was abusive, right? So he was an absent father, all that, but before he left, he was also abusive. So I looked at my circle and I was like, why would I entertain people like that in my circle? Men now will put their hands on women, like men who aren't there for their kids. You know what I mean? And that's not a judging thing because I understand, life is crazy. There's so many things that could lead to. I'm not judging anybody. I just can't have that around me. You know what I mean? That's not who I want to be. And if a person is comfortable being that, I have no space for
It's
that.
a scary.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a scary mindset.
Yeah.
Like
I'm all for people who are trying to be better. People make mistakes. People have flaws. People have demons. Some people aren't equipped with the tools like other people are to deal with certain things and deal with certain demons. So I give a lot of grace. But if you're comfortable being certain ways, I can't be comfortable around you. And that's like that's important to have that moment with yourself, like really take an inventory of your friends and the people around you.
absolutely. I know people that like they work on their divorces for like 5 years
Mm.
just so they can have financial maneuvers that they can take. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's life?
It's like she's
You-
a person too.
5 years.
Yeah.
You gotta devote 5 years of your life. You don't know if you're gonna be waking up tomorrow.
Mm.
You could be planning for 5 years, and 5 years and day one, you'll die.
Mm.
You wasted 5 years being
wow.
vengeful, like enough to like
Yeah.
have financial maneuvers during the wars. Let me ask you this: how did mom get here?
So crazy story actually. So her dad was a Rolling Stone. No, with her grandfather. Who was it? Yeah. No, it was it was her dad. So he got over here in the States and married somebody here over here while my mom and all her siblings were still in Haiti.
Oh.
And then so because they had a parent here, they're able to come over here. This is the 80s.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was like early 80s. They were all it was her three siblings all came over here. And yeah, man, he wasn't a good person, my grandfather. But that is a good thing that he did, was that he got his papers here, and that allowed my mom to get, my mom and her siblings to get their papers here, and that allowed me to be born here. So shout out to him for the one good thing he did.
So it seems like
That's harsh, but
yeah.
I ain't worried about it.
Well, truth is truth, right?
Truth is truth.
You can't twist it. So grandpa was that dude. Pops was that dude. Who is the masculine person that you look to
that's a
growing
good
up?
question, man. So, and again, shout out to my mom. I think I don't know who gave her this guidance, but I started playing sports when I was 5. So having having coaches, those are some of the first like strong male figures that I had in my life. Those are the first people that showed me tough love. It was really coaches. She also got us in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, where it's like a mentorship program. So
Nice.
when I was like a preteen, that's pretty much it. And then I had some knucklehead friends that were older than me, so helped me navigate what to do and not do, But it didn't really have. There was like a lot of things that I had to learn in my 20s that I'm like, like this is what you need a dad for. You know what I'm saying? Like things that I knew that I would have learned earlier on, how to have a father figure in the house. So I'm somebody who, I definitely there's a need, there's a place for a man in the home for sure. Obviously you can do very well without one, but yeah, man.
Mom wore both of the shoes from the looks of it, and she did a great job.
She did.
Having one kid as a doctor, you, and then
Yeah, bro.
your sister. I need to meet your mom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna fly down to Houston one of these days. Yeah,
So let's discern this thing, because you come from an immigrant background.
sir.
I'm an immigrant myself. How do you feel about the last 4 years when people are given an access to register yourself via an app or go to an ICE agent at the border and come through the country? Something that your mom didn't go through that process.
Yeah.
I didn't go through that
Yeah.
process.
So are you talking about like the open border policy?
Yeah.
Because so I don't know what made them, like, I don't know what he did differently from Trump before them, but before him. So maybe.
So he sent the message. At the end of Obama's administration, I don't know if you remember or not, Obama deported more people than anybody else before him or after him.
Combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still, till today, he averaged, I think the whole 8 years, he averaged over 1,000 people a day. Trump is doing his best, and he's doing like 700 a day.
Yeah.
Weak numbers, if you ask me. You could pump that up, Donald. So at the end of...
But remember, Trump campaigned in 2015 on immigration, on this open border that we had. So that's always been crazy to me too. It's like we're able to have people believe these narratives that there's like not much.
Well, it signals to me. So the caravans were coming in because there were rumors that Obama was trying to give everybody papers. So somebody in Latin America hears that.
Oh, see, I don't really know about the caravans. Like,
there were caravans at the end of Obama. That's why he was on the news and helped Trump, because people were freaking out. They were like, "Oh, all those minorities are like marching this way."
So that was a real thing, though.
That was a real thing.
Okay.
And all during Biden, that was a real thing. We had close to 10 million people who crossed the border.
So with Biden, right? There was a few reasons why I didn't like Biden, because I want you to hold on that. But there was a few reasons why I didn't like Biden. But the first thing that made me not like Biden was, well, first of all, one of the because that caravan, I remember him and Kamala, they both said very strongly, "Do not come." Right? So there was that, and then there was I think it was in April of 2021. So this is a couple months after he got in, when all the Haitians were popping up at the border, and then there was like the border patrol people on horseback, like whipping them. It looked really bad, and they ended up sending all those like 5,000 Haitians back to Haiti, and Haiti's gone through like more, like just crazy from there's been a couple earthquakes since 2010, really ravaged the whole country. There's gangs that are basically running the government now. It's like, if anybody has a claim to asylum, it's the people of Haiti right now, right? But those people were sent right back. So I thought that was super inhumane. So that was like the first reason why I didn't like Biden. So, but when it comes to immigration in general, and I've always been this way since 2015 when Trump was running on it, a secure border has always made sense to me. I could have a welcoming home, but I still want a door and a lock on it. I need to know who's coming in and out of my house. That's for safety. That's to make sure I have inventory of all my stuff. A secure border makes sense. So I'm definitely not against that. I just think we got to treat people like humans. This is a place that's always welcomed immigrants. We're obviously built off of immigrants. I think they need our immigration process definitely needs a lot of fixing. They need to we need to modernize the processes. But so to your question about the last 4 years, if those numbers are true, they obviously needed to get that in check. Because also, right, I was mad about those 5,000 Haitians that he sent back. And then I learned last year that there was like 500,000 Haitians that have gotten TPS status, like that I didn't even know about. So there's a lot that I don't know. And I know that because Trump just took away the TPS status of like 500,000 Haitians. So, but yeah, I don't know if I answered your question fully.
It's a complicated one.
Yeah.
To me, it's like we have this limit of 1 million, I believe, immigrants annually. And I want that 1 million immigrants to come in. But then when you have an open border policy, you get rid of that line. So for us, it was like, if you flee in Iran, go from Iran to first UN station and turn yourself in there, and you stay there. You don't go
You
to
said at a
Turkey.
UN station?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not a UN. We didn't stay at the UN station, but it was like a
Yeah,
city
yeah.
that the UN ran. It was full of refugees and the Turks that lived in the surrounding area. But we didn't go to Turkey, then go to the rest of Europe, then somehow go to Latin America, then go from there all the way to Mexico, and then come here.
Mm.
And there are people, not just Iranians, like there's probably Haitians somewhere that are sitting at the UN stations because they don't have the full amount of money to pay the coyote to take him from Haiti all the way to America. So they can only flee. And they flee and they find the first place that they can go to, like a UN station where they will give them food and shelter. And they stay there till next year when they can be part of that 1 million immigrants that come to US. And a lot of other countries take them too. We just take 1 million. But when you have that open border, somebody that obeyed the rules, did the right thing, went to the UN station, they probably don't have the financial means that the other person that pays the coyotes have. That person has to sit there and sit there and sit there, and his day will not come. And then you have a border that's getting overran by people, and you don't know who's coming in anymore. How many people from Iran alone came the last 4 years would surprise you?
That's the thing. Because I don't believe anything that Trump says.
It's not what he said. Since the strike, I think a lot of people in media won't tell you this, and Republicans would definitely don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. The day after the strike, Donald Trump was pushing for the ceasefire more than anybody else.
Wait,
After we struck Iran.
Oh, okay.
After we struck Iran, immediately his attitude changed within a few hours. And the reason for that, I believe, is that the Iranian government, 2 days before we strike them, came out and said, we have a sleeper cells in the US ready to go. And when we strike them, they threatened to activate it. I think we told them that you're bluffing. They gave us the list of few hundred Iranian spies. Because after we struck Iran, Iranians that were here illegally with terrorist ties started getting picked up one by one. So if you're Department of Homeland Security, you don't wait till you hit their country before you pick them up. You pick up the people that are a threat to your country before you strike Iran.
Wait, so why would Iran give us the names of...
To buy themselves time. Because if they didn't have the ceasefire, they were about to collapse from within. Really? Israel took out their top 12 people in the country beside the supreme leader. Out of the top 12, 2 or 3 of them are alive today. Those strikes were so precise. It wasn't missiles, none of that stuff that took out the regime. They literally took him out in their own apartment with drones, small, tiny drones. All the leadership of the country, boom, gone. I've never seen a military operation like what Israel ran on Iran. You remember Lebanon when the pagers of the Hezbollah thing just went boom?
Yeah.
You know when the planning for that was implemented?
Nah, when?
2004 to 2007.
I mean, pagers, that actually makes sense because they were pagers.
They worked on that for that long.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And people are like, why we need Israel? Look how good they are at war.
Oh my God, bro. Nah, man. Yeah, how do you feel about that conflict? Because my reaction to the bombing in Iran was, how can we say that the main priority is the hostages in Gaza when you have enough time and energy and focus to attack a whole nother country?
Well, ultimately, it's Iran that's... my first video on Instagram that went viral is this video that Iran is the head of the octopus. All this little tentacles, Hezbollah, Hamas, Boko Haram, all of them are getting funded, and the weapons are supplied by the Islamic Republic.
Gotcha.
So that was my whole point from the beginning. You destroy Hezbollah, you destroy Hamas, you destroy any other terrorist organization around the globe. You don't destroy the Islamic Republic, they're going to keep funding new ones. They're going to keep doing that over and over. So Israel's ultimate goal right now is to end the Islamic Republic so that vicious cycle changes. And Israel is not alone. Saudi Arabia, all the Gulf countries, except Qatar. Except Qatar, every other Gulf country is against Iran as well.
I didn't know that.
because they do the same thing, the fun terror, and all of those, I would say, Arab nation in the Gulf countries that turn into this 21st century like countries like Abu Dhabi,
Mm.
Dubai, all of those areas have dramatically changed, and they like the lifestyle, they like their
Yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
So they're trying to
I've heard good
keep
things
that.
about Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know all the countries in the area, all the territories in the area that are aligned with Israel, because that's something that I don't know.
So the Abraham Accord, that's something that Trump pushed for last time, and he got it signed. It was like those Arab nations recognizing Israel as a state. I've always been a big supporter of Israel. I'm Persian. Like a Persian is the only Gentile in the Bible that's labeled as anointed one. I think our identity goes back to like the beginning of time. The three wise men in Jesus' story,
Yeah.
the Magi's,
Yes.
they're, my theory is they're Persian Zoroastrians. So like
Okay.
the Jewish identity and the Persian identity is a lot close. And all of this comes down to October 6th. There was no war. October 7th, things changed. And we got to ask ourselves.
I mean, is it like reductive to say that there wasn't war? Because there was still the occupation. There was still.
Is it occupation
dying.
though?
I mean, is it?
We only got 3 minutes for this show.
Oh,
That's
man.
a whole different.
Oh man!
I hate to do the whole cliffhanger again. Braxton, we're gonna be here again in like 2 days.
No, that'd be a dope discussion to have. Especially I would love to pick your brain on it, because I think so. Would you refer to what's going on there as a genocide?
No, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta talk, man.
So I will say this to close it off, because like you have genocides happening with Uyghur Muslims in China. There are right now 2 million Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps in China. They have a 10% fatality rate annually. So that means 200,000 Uyghur Muslims are dying in China.
Jeez.
A year. Nobody's saying anything.
Yeah.
Because if it was about genocide, go look at the numbers there. That's genocide. Why is that not?
Well, there's definitely like other atrocities happening. The things we aren't funding those other ones. Like Israel we're directly funding what's going on.
Where is China getting their money from?
We're not paying
Most
for the
things in
weapons.
this room is like probably made in China. So by
Yeah.
proxy, we're funding them. If you take US out of the equation from China's commerce, China's whole economy would collapse. CCP would not have a dollar to invest in their military of like
I feel you, but that's like,
oppressing their own people.
but that's
So
not like our government. That's us being consumers.
It's not American-made weapons that they use, but it's American-made dollars. So like if you take our purchasing
No,
power
that's
out of the
different. That's
equation.
different than being like, yo, here's a bunch of weapons so that you can kill a bunch of kids.
We don't tell them that. They just because all right, that's a whole.
Man,
right. So Hamas
next time
uses human shield.
and I don't like that. I don't like that because it's like
Nobody likes that.
no, but like because they can say because you're in a town. Like, because this Hamas person who they say is Hamas is in a town with people, then that means those people are the human shield. But that's like saying a Republican senator is using the town that he lives in as a human shield.
No, it's not the same. Hamas is digging themselves tunnels to go underneath to hide.
No, they have obliterated over 80% of the structures in Gaza. Like how many hospitals are left? How many schools are left?
They're underground. The terrorists are underground. That's the problem. You cannot, unless you have like thousands of bunker busters and you going around Gaza dropping those bombs, you cannot hit the tunnels so accurately. There is the size of the city of London underneath Gaza.
Yeah.
And Gaza is tiny. So, but we will wrap this back. I appreciate you, brother.
This was dope, man.
I think we got to do one episode just for Israel and Palestine.
That'd be good, man.
And we're going to have Braxton in there. But shout out to Creators Guild Houston, our producer, Braxton. If you guys need a studio time in Houston, definitely I would recommend hitting them up.
Absolutely. This was fire, man. We definitely got to run it back, man. This is good. This was good. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Oh, of course, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.